welcome to another edition of Conversations as Raiders Thrive. I'm Ms.R. We're here with Ms. Dawson and Mr. A, and we're here just to continue talking about tips and strategies for your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. So, like we start every week, we're going to just do a check-in. How is the week for you guys?
Well, my week have been okay so far, It is Thursday today. Every day feels like it's the same. So yeah, it's Thursday today. But I'm surviving. I like the weather. It's beautiful now. I think this is supposed to be a great weekend too. So I've just been trying to get outside and I'm very excited as the school year ends. So yeah.
Yeah, Miss Dawson?
Yeah, the weather definitely boosts our mood. I've been busy around here. We're kind of wrapping up the school year with my younger daughter, and I think I'm feeling, even though I've been at STA for a short time, I'm kind of feeling like the sadness of just like ending the year and, grade 12's graduating, and it's obviously not our typical or our normal kind of year end. And I'm feeling that from, some of the students I've been talking with, and it does. It's fun because it's ending and we're starting the next chapter, but there's a little bit of sadness, I think, too, around it.
Yeah. And to follow that, I was walking my dog the other night, and I live around schools, and I was just so sad. Like I was just overcome with sadness that life isn't happening, the regular routines for everyone. And I miss seeing you at the school, and I miss seeing the other staff. I miss seeing the kids. I just miss ordinary life. And it was just so my week has been sad because June is an exciting time, especially for the grade 12s, right? Mm-hmm. I think prom would have happened tomorrow. We'd be like gearing up for graduation ceremony. The grad mass would have happened last week. So I've been sad. I've also been slacking on the healthy tips and strategies. So I've not really been looking after myself as well as I could be.
You know what?
Yeah,
I totally agree on that part. I've been a little bit sad too, now that you're mentioning, just really, but happy at the same time because the economy is opening up again. I know malls are supposed to be opening up soon, so I've been getting around and trying to return a little bit to some of our normal routines. But a little bit of sadness too, now that you're mentioning it, in terms of the school and all the stuff that I wanted to be participating in with the students. But also grateful that healthy. So I guess it's a balanced feeling that I'm having.
Yeah, I mean we're blessed. I'm sad, but we're still working. We're still getting paid. How many people aren't?
That's it. It's a blessing.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
But yeah, and of course, there's a lot happening in the news. So how are you guys managing with what's happening in the news and the whole racial injustice and racial awareness?
You know what? I think that's a very, very, it's something that, you could see me kind of like, even stumbling a bit. It's a big topic, and something that we've been dealing with for a long time. And I'm glad that, we're getting more and more awareness for it now, especially now that everybody's kind of just sitting back and watching the world play out. I think there's a lot of heavy feelings. So I think, some of my recommendations is, really for anybody watching, it's okay to not be okay at this time. I think it's a very important time to be connecting with friends and family. Even if you're speaking with your family members about it, talking to people, even if you need to speak to anybody, you have us here.
Yeah, we're always here.
We're always here for conversation, just because there's so much happening in terms of, just how, what things are going to look like even when we get back to school, how things are being processed and being supported in regards to, racism and all these different things. So I think it's very important that if you have any questions, there's things that are sitting on you, please connect with us and let's have some of these conversations. And it's okay not to be okay. This is a very difficult time for everybody. So we're all together and, we're working towards a better tomorrow. So that's something that we're very excited to support even as we go into September.
Yeah, I've heard a metaphor that this is like we're in a big ocean during a storm, but we're all in different boats. And some boats are faring better than others.
I like
the thing. Yeah. And that's exactly how, you should look at it, because we're all going through the same things, but being affected by it differently.
Absolutely.
Especially during these last few weeks, There's been a lot of issues that are affecting the Black community. So these are things that, once again, it's not something that makes anybody happy, but it's okay to also have those heavy feelings and emotions. So we want to continue to create space for our students. So if there's anybody watching this video, you want us to have more conversations, you want to speak to us individually, please do reach out, because we're here to help and be a part of those conversations.
I've been appreciating how people are forwarding articles by Black people and just hearing a different perspective. There was one I've read recently, and I shared it in my Facebook, called Walking While Black. And it's by a guy who now lives in New York. I really should have his name. I'll get his name and I'll put it in the description, or a link to the article. And there was something he said that really stood out for me. And so he's originally from, I believe, Jamaica, and he would walk all the time. Of course, it made no difference because everybody's Black. It was a very diverse culture. He goes to the States. He went to study in New Orleans, and he was excited because it's New Orleans. But then people were telling him, be careful, you don't want to walk in certain neighborhoods and all this. So he was really cognizant of the double standard now that he was in the States. And he described it as, and I can't say this word, I don't know why, the racial injustice infantilizes Black people, kind of keeps them childlike. And I think about a lot of our discriminatory practices and laws that exist. It infantilizes that minority group.
So are you saying infantilizes? Is the word infantilizes?
Yeah, infantilize.
Infantilizes. Yeah. I think that's
See, I can't say the word. INFANTILIZE.
Okay.
Yeah. Infantilize.
No, we're following.
See, some words I just can't say. Thank you, Mr. A. And that really, we don't want to keep people childlike. We all have that need to mature and grow and be adult. And so that article is really good. I'll make sure I link it in the description below the video.
No, I think that, us, like that article and many other articles, and even just, all the stories shared in terms of, the experiences of people of color are so important to really understanding the world that we live in now, and all that we need to do as we continue to move forward, just to kind of challenge some of our biases or prejudice that exist within the community, and really look at things at a systemic level, just to see the changes that we need to make sure to maintain and inclusivity in all areas, and to ensure that everybody's kind of being represented and having full autonomy to express themselves everywhere they go. So speaking to that article, I know there's a lot of people, including myself, that have experienced some of this stuff, so we want to continue to make sure that these are things that we're fighting and we're working towards making and balancing and supporting each and every day.
Yeah. And I want to just let people know there's nothing to be fearful of, to learn and hear about another person's experience. It takes courage to listen. And I know I've done retreats with students and talked about listening. And here's just a tip to listen. When someone is telling us something, stop your mind from thinking about how you're going to respond to them. Just still the mind and really listen to what they're saying. Because I know a lot of times it's very common as humans, when someone's talking to us, we're so busy as they're speaking, we're already formulating what we're going to say in return. Try to catch yourself from doing that, to really, really listen, whether you're talking to someone who's sharing their experience or reading an article or reading a book. Put the defenses down and really receive what the person is sharing.
And I think too, just to add to that too, because I've been doing a lot of listening, and it's okay not to have the answers, and I think it's okay not to know what to say.
That's it. Yep. I think we're definitely at a time right now where even we're being challenged to listen first. That is the first step. I think it's the most important step, just to really look at what we're being presented with, right? Because over times, or a lot of times, we kind of move too fast, quick to solutions, or look to blame, or let's get out of our reactive mindset, right? And actually look at how we can appropriately respond as a collective and actually challenge some of the systemic or our own interpersonal biases that we may have. So I think it's a great time to listen. So even as whoever's watching, let's practice listening.
Yeah.
I think it's a great first step. Listening, effective listening strategies, just to really understand some of the experiences of each and every one of us. I think that's a great message to take away from today. And let's listen to each other more. Let's create safe spaces, and let's be more welcoming and lead with love.
And I think that's a great way to end our show for this week, is the whole thing on listening, because I think that's what we're really called to do.
That's
so
it. Listen.
If you need to reach out to us, we're here. We're always here. We're your mental health team, healthcare team. And so email us or comment on the video below. Reach out to us in any way. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about, if you'd like us to talk about this topic a bit more, or anything to do with mental health. All right, have a great week, everyone. Stay Raider strong, and we'll see you next week.